Okay, we're going to tell you a little bit about dividing rhubarb today. Now, this is the time of the year in which we can just about do this. It's best to do this really during December through to February, when the plants are dormant, and we've kind of just really into injury time a little bit, but we kind of got a bit behind with the forest garden project, so we needed to do it last weekend. So here are some photographs which just shows you how we do it. This is our clump of rhubarb, which has probably been in for maybe 10-12 years. We've been here for 5 years, so the clump is well worth dividing, and you'll see from the side of the root mass that it's actually really quite well embedded when we get into it. So traditionally you split a clump of rhubarb up by digging around it and then using traditionally a pair of forks, but I've had to use a sort of fork and a spade here to divide it up. So you basically, as you would do with dividing any clump of perennials, you basically work the two tools in between across the clump, and then gradually lever them apart, as you can see in the sort of two close-up shots that we have here. As you can see, there's a very hefty root mass here. You can see the full extent of it on the right. So what I basically did was divided it using the same technique another couple of times, so that you end up with the kind of situation that you've got on the left, where you've got maybe one or two little crowns attached to a root mass, and then you basically just trim that up with a sharp knife, and then you're ready to plant it in. Now, as part of our forest garden project, we're trying to create a strip of fruit and vegetables which is probably about 5 meters across, and it runs in a sort of serpent along the length of the garden. So fundamentally we're trying to put the clumps of rhubarb in between two of the apple trees, and here we've cleared a space of ground. You can just see a few little tufts of the 8 or so crowns that I divided it up into in the end. Fundamentally this was a big hole which had been left by taking out a spirea which has ended up in the hedge. We backfilled it with some of the topsoil, put the crowns back into the ground, dusted them with a bit of mycorrhiza, which helps it to sort of set up a symbiosis with some fungi which are good at getting phosphate out of the ground, and then covered it over with some farmyard manure. It's actually horse manure. So that's all tucked down now, and in situ you can see that it's sitting there, there's an apple tree to its right, there's another apple tree to its left which is just out of shot, and you can also see the new line of the hedge, which is made up of some of those little bits of spirea which came out of the hole which the rhubarb went into, but which had been divided up into the same way and planted along the line of the hedge. So that's really about it. As I say, it would have been better to have done this in the middle of February, but we should just about get away with it. This is just an example of some of the things that we're getting up to here. So if you want any more information about us, you can contact us at any of these addresses. Thanks very much.